Welcome to Talk Tax. I am Nikisha Costello. Are you the owner of a piece of land or building and you are thinking of changing ownership by way of sale, transfer, long-term lease, or gift? By the way, if you plan on giving any of these things away as gifts, I'm right here. Just kidding. I have another question. Are you a contractor and wish to qualify for one of the many government tenders available today? You may be thinking, what's she getting at? What's she doing on TV now? Well, I want to talk to you about the Certificate of Compliance. I know it sounds boring, but it wouldn't be boring when it's time for you to do any of these things and you come into GRA only to be told you need a compliance and you owe us thousands of dollars. Sorry, but this is reality.
Oh, okay.
So why do we need a Certificate of Compliance? For the GRA, it ensures that you, the taxpayer, has submitted all of your tax returns, including the tax return for the preceding year of income, that is. Since we are in 2018, the return for 2017 year of income should have been submitted since April 30th. Additionally, with the compliance, it helps us to verify whether taxes were paid or arrangements were made to pay all taxes due and payable. Now, not everyone needs a compliance certificate. Don't get me wrong, this certificate is important if you are the owner or leaser of any land or building and you wish to transfer or sell it. It is also important if you wish to bid in a government tender. If you fail to obtain a certificate of compliance from the GRA, the Deeds Registry and the Land Registry will not issue a transport or title to transfer the ownership of that building or land to another person. That's not all. Contractors or suppliers who fail to obtain a compliance certificate may be denied a contract for failing to fulfill one of the pre-qualification criteria of procuring entities. Do you see how important it is now? Grab a paper and pen. After this short break, I'll tell you what documents you need to submit to the GRA before you can obtain the compliance.
Are you a delinquent taxpayer? Do you have outstanding returns and taxes that have not been paid? Well, here's some good news. The Guyana Revenue Authority is currently granting amnesty on interest and penalties provided that your true and correct returns are filed and correct taxes have been paid during the period January to September 2018. For more information or to apply for a liability statement, contact the Debt Management Division, GRA, your partner in development.
The main documents needed for each category of compliance are a valid form of identification, such as your national identification card or passport, your taxpayer identification number, and a completed application form. This form is available on GRA's website, www.gra.gov.gy. So first, we'll start off by telling you the documents needed for the transfer, sale, or lease of a land or building. You will need to submit the transport or title or lease of the building, a receipt of agent or commissioner legal fees paid, and the agreement of sale and purchase and documentary evidence of capital improvements done after acquisition of land or building. Additionally, if you are giving it to someone as a gift, an affidavit of donor or donee or deed needs to be submitted. In the past, GRA would request that you submit a compliance to transfer or sell a motor vehicle. That is no longer required, so stop worrying.
No, don't do it. Please don't do it.
If you're interested in applying for a tender or contract, all you need is the receipts to show that all taxes, including advance taxes, have been paid along with your ID and TIN. It is important to know that for a compliance, all tax returns must be submitted and all taxes paid in relation to the income tax and property tax for non-residents only for each of the previous 8 years prior to application. In order to obtain a tax compliance for tender purposes, the applicant must submit tax returns and pay all taxes due in relation to all tax types, such as income tax, PAYE, customs duties, VAT, and excise tax, whichever is applicable for at least 3 years prior to the application. Once issued, a certificate of compliance is granted for sale or transfer of land or property, and it will expire on April 30th of the year following the date of issue. However, certificates issued for tender purposes are valid for 1 year from the date of issue and cost $2,000. The Trusted Trader compliance is valid for 3 years and costs $5,000. In some cases where taxpayers are not 100% compliant with their returns and taxes, but need a temporary certificate for tender purposes, it may be granted. However, it expires within 3 months and the fee is $1,000. Remember, this certificate is non-renewable. I know that was a lot to take in, but remember, if you have any questions or need clarification, send us an email or messages via social media. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks for watching.